on the home component. Okay. Now I have to display in home component the username. Whatever the user is logging, I have to display the name of that user in my dashboard component, or further all other components I have to display that name. Most of the application, if you're using e-commerce or any other Facebook or LinkedIn application, when we log in, it display your login name, what your username. At Flipkart, Amazon, Facebook, LinkedIn, Gmail, it will display to your username as well. So I have to perform that to maintain the username throughout the application, whatever the state of your session. So for that, we have to create a session from login to logout to maintain our data. Okay. For that, we use a session storage. That HTML file is given the one more web storage, that is a session storage. So in session storage, we can store your username. For that, we use a session storage. In the session storage, we can set item. While login, if user is valid, at that time you have to session storage that username. Okay. So in the session storage, we can set is in key and value format. So we can set a key. For example, here I mentioned that username. Okay. And we can set a data. The data is present in your response. So just we can mention here response dot user dot username. Okay. I just check out whether I'm using user or users in the backend. In the service, I have to just check out I use a user as a key. Okay. Inside that, in the registration, our name is username. So according to that, I have to use here response.user.username. Whatever the username is there is a store in your session storage. Web storage has two options. First is a session storage. Second is a local storage. I never use a local storage. I use a session storage. Okay. The benefit of the session storage, if your session is expired, that data will be not be stored in our client machine. Okay. That is only login to logout. That session is there, and the data is maintained within that. Okay. If accidentally your browser is closed, again that data is not stored in your session storage. It's come back to again your login screen. Okay. Whereas local storage, that data is stored or persist in your client machine. Okay? Whether your browser is closed, whether you are logout, some data is stored in your local storage. Okay. So for the security point of view, we cannot store the local storage. Okay. Some banking application is there, some stock market application there that use a session storage, that not they never use a local storage. Okay. But other applications like Gmail, Facebook, they have stored your token ID, or you can save your ID in your client machine. That is okay, because that is not a harmful data or sensitive data. In that case, we use a local storage as well. But for maintain a session, for the security purpose, we use a session storage. For that, we use a session storage. Now we can get that data in your home component, because already we can session that data. So we can get that data with the in the home component. I just display the data. For that, for the display purpose, I'm just creating one property for your sake of understanding. After that, we can delete that property as well. Just cross check. You can set username :string, and in ng on init, we can just this dot username, okay, equal to session storage dot we use a get item. In that get item, you can pass the method what is the key name. We just use that username as a key. We can use that username as a key, and we can get that data. Okay. Initially it gives a not null. Okay, means null is not assignable to that username. For that, we can use a here type none. Okay. Now that username will be just display whether data is present or not in the session storage. Cross check purpose, we can just in interpolation, we can just check out that username. And see here, I have to first log in, refresh, just log in. Okay, it comes to the home component. I have to check that username. Okay, session storage dot get item username. I just check out whether username key name is clear, mention that or not. Okay, and that we can display the data in the wrong way. That's why it is not be visible. Fine. We can log in that and let's see your username is display. Okay, now you have to use that username throughout the application because that's stored in our session, so we can use it in your application as well. Okay,